Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 125 of Bird Squawk.
Oh, baby, we got a lot to talk about today. I got a list of things to talk about. Open practice. There's a preseason game on Friday where the starters are going to play. A little bit of an injury update, and then kind of what we saw in the first episode of Hard Knocks as we scout our first week opponent, the Lions, a little bit. But I kind of just want to get into the preseason, the start of it. I think that's the most exciting thing. It's Friday. There is a football game that the starters are going to play, at least some of them. Saucy said today 1 or 2 series, which I think is perfect. Get a little bit in, see how you work with 3 playoff preseason games, get them in, get them out, and see where you go from there.
Yeah, man, great turnout in that open practice. I mean, 30,000 people showing up for that open practice, and now Friday night we get some live action. We won't be there Friday night, but you know, anybody that's going, enjoy. Glad that Saucy came out today and said the starters will get 1 or 2 series, at least get some work in. Want to keep building on that connection with A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean,
and JALEN. You touched on the whole Hard Knocks thing, so it's pretty cool watching that, seeing Deuce. Deuce is kind of fired up. I will say that I think we should handle them. I really do. There's a lot of talk, they're hitting and we're not hitting. I think we're doing some of that stuff. I mean, maybe not as crazy as Dan Campbell. I mean, the guy, it makes you wonder sometimes how much is going on for the cameras.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is, I was about to say, I think, I watched it, and I mean, it's hard not to respect what they're doing out there. I think they really are trying to put something together. But I don't know. He was a little nervous about it. I said, this ain't the year to be sweating games like that. This is, for what we think this team can be, this should be a game that they go out and handle business just like they did last year and have no sweat. Obviously, that's a perfect world. I think they do. But they definitely are going to come with intensity, man. A lot of emotion if you watch that.
It feels like a trap game, If there's any time you want to play the Lions, it's not week 1. I'd rather play them like week 11 or something when they're done. But, I will say that, Dan Campbell touched on that Metallica song that, the light at the end of the tunnel might be a freight train. Well, that freight train's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, baby. So get ready, because we're coming.
Yeah, I mean, we're like a month away. Today, it'll be a month away. Today's the 10th when we're recording. Tomorrow's the 11th. We're a month away from Eagles football. It's crazy to think about. We got a preseason game. We'll have more to talk about that, obviously, next week when it happens. But still, just overall positivity is what I've heard. I mean, the only thing, before we get into that, the Jason Kelce thing doesn't really scare me. He should be back, but obviously,
yeah. I mean, Jason Kelce's a gamer. He'd be out there with one arm if he has to. He's going to be back.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And man, seeing some of them clips of freaking the big boy Jordan Davis just pushing Cam Jurgens around. Woo.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but Davis came out today and said that even though that went viral, he wasn't happy that it went viral because Cam Jurgens is still a hell of a player, but he just got a hold of him in that rep. But, I mean, that just shows the size. It really did blow up. It was a big thing. But it's just stuff like that. Seeing guys like that can be a first-year impact like we had with Devontae last year.
Yeah, well, we were screaming about for years, Get us some dogs. Get us some guys that can come in and make an impact right away. And, just every week growing more and more for this A.J. Brown, man. With him at that open practice. He is a Philly player through and through.
I know,
already.
But he is just
he's a beast.
He's a monster, dude. Some of these guys, these catches and stuff, but I mean, that's what they were saying too, like we were talking about a little bit last week. These guys are matching up against studs on the opposite side of the ball too. You got A.J. Brown. He's giving props to Bradbury, giving props to Slay. I mean, it's iron sharpening iron every day at practice with these guys. And as much as A.J. Brown, like I said last week, as much as A.J. Brown has had a great camp, and he 100% has, the corners have too. Both Slay and Bradbury I've heard great things from them in camp. So that is just great to hear. Obviously, those are two main positions that are going to be a big focus on this team. And hearing that they're having good camps is obviously beneficial.
Oh, definitely. I mean, what we touch on all the time, though, is just if we can stay healthy. We got to stay healthy, get through, these games unscathed.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Devontae is it's just what they're saying, that it's minor, the little groin injury. I'm not too worried about it, but still, it's still just like, let's not be doing that this early.
Right. I feel better, though, than taking care of it now early in camp here. Obviously we're getting close. We're getting close to the start, so we definitely need him out there. But wow, I mean, every day it's just getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and it's like, man, it's like gonna be a snowball effect like right away. We've got that freaking Lions game, then we got the Monday nighter, and then we got the big old trip down to Washington.
I know, this
place is blowing up.
This is gonna be crazy, man.
What do we got? 13 buses already?
Yeah, E-Rock was saying today. I mean, we are so excited to go down there. We're not going with Philly Sports Trips, but we're still gonna be down there. But Philly Sports Trips apparently has 600 plus people and like 13 buses already planning from all different areas to come down to this game. And obviously, not just them, there's other trips from different places, and then people just like us coming down in general. It's gonna be a takeover like usual down there. And
I mean, Birds fans travel, but to Washington, they always make a strong showing.
Yeah.
And Wentz, that is just gonna be, wow, what a game.
I know.
Man.
It's crazy, man.
I can't wait.
It is it's really gonna be exciting to see Friday. I mean, I know preseason games, it's iffy. By halftime, it's like I don't want to watch it.
You really want to watch the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. I'll make sure to be watching at 7:30 when it starts.
Yes.
See a little bit, watch probably a couple of the guys get new reps, some of the younger guys, see what can happen. But by the end, obviously, it usually washes out or whatever. But see how they play. I mean, at the end of the day, some of these guys, just like baseball, either they need reps or they don't need reps. It's kind of just depends on who they are. But it's going to be nice to see those guys out there and get a little bit of work. I mean, I heard, he said starters. I didn't hear anybody not playing. Probably Devontae probably won't. But anyone that's been practicing is probably going to play at least the first drive or two. So that's exciting.
And there's some talking that Kobe's been getting some work with the ones.
The linebacker situation is so exciting. I mean, like we said, we've been talking about this for how long? Linebackers. And they have really rehauled this entire position room into being something that could be a true strength for this team this year.
Yeah, and the D-line. I mean, that I feel like, when you're scared maybe a little bit, if you had a little fear of the Lions, you think about Jared Goff, and then you think about our line feasting on him.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like he's going to have a long day. But
he had a long day last year when this team wasn't getting to the quarterback. And they're going to have a big year this year. I mean, I am, as I've said this a couple times this offseason, as excited as I am about this offense, I really, as much as I am up in the air about Miles, I think he's going to have a good year. I think Dallas Goedert, another breakout year. The wide receivers, obviously. Jalen Hurts potentially taking that next step. As excited as I am about the offense, I am more excited about this defense getting back to form, man.
Yeah, Philly's a defensive town. I mean, man, when our defense is on,
I mean, the
D-line
is always something they focus on. But you got the linebackers now. You got two quality corners. You got Avonte Maddox in the slot.
Yep.
And then the safeties, they've got faith in the guys they have. And I think they have guys that can potentially take the next step there, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Gannon still has this... people are still interested in Gannon. He was potentially getting a head coaching job in the offseason. He can do this. And now he has the pieces, and like we've said, I think this is the year for him.
Yeah, I think he has the weapons. We talked about it. I mean, I think he has the weapons to do some stuff, mix some stuff up, and we're deep. We stay healthy. He's got some options this year, where he didn't have before.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, Kazir White, freaking Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, hopefully Josh Sweat comes back, has a big year.
I know. I mean, that's Josh Sweat. I mean, a guy that you don't really think of, but had a big year last year before having the injury at the end of the year.
And if Barnett can keep his head on, he's always good for a couple, plays. But,
it's going to be interesting if what happens with Jordan Davis being on there, if Fletch is going to kind of get the taken away. Because Fletch has been quiet the last couple of years, but he still gets a lot of attention. You got the other big boy up there now. See if that turns anything around. It really will be interesting to see how this... Because I think they're going to be schemed completely different, this defense. Like, I don't think this defense is going to look anything like it did last year. I think you have more faith in your certain position groups that you can maybe send a little more pressure. I don't think he's going to go blitz crazy, but I think he's going to send more pressure than he was. And it's not going to look as exposed as last year. Like when they blitzed, it was like, wow, you got to get to the, or it's going to be a big play. I think totally. I have a lot of faith in the people in the secondary and that second level that are going to obviously make this defense a whole lot better.
I feel like this defense is going to be flying around, getting some takeaways, and you know, back to that whole 2016-17, you know, where they're doing the electric slide and the shuffle, whatever on the sideline, you know, bringing the heat. I envision a big rotation on that line.
Yeah, I do. I think they have the depth. I mean, they have depth without a doubt. I mean, they always stock up on defensive line, and they got guys. BG's back. You got some of the older guys as well. Without a doubt, it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together. But I mean, it's coming together.
Yeah, I mean, now that, you know, hey, we got a game Friday night. Yeah. The thing starts with, like, you know, the next couple weeks, we're gonna have some cuts. Who's making this squad? Yeah. You know, there's all kinds of talk out there that the Broncos are interested in Rager. You know, I don't know. There's talk that he's having a good camp, but hey, he was having a good camp last year.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I think if they get something decent offer, I mean, I would envision
I would agree. I think if they know it's kind of getting to that, he's going to be number 51, 52, or 53, how he's going to say, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah, I mean, first round draft pick.
We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see slowly. Once
Friday
again,
night, man.
Exactly. We'll see what happens Friday night. We'll be back next Wednesday, as always, to talk about now a game.
Yes.
Talk about a game. Talk about what we saw
practice.
From. Exactly.
We're talking game.
Talking about a game. Seeing what people played, how the stars worked out. See maybe who these young guys or guys that could maybe make the team are. So, as always, thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.